eternal rest at their ashes under the field. And that's where we end Caribbean Week in Review. Join us again next week when we recap the stories making headlines across the region. I'm Renee Sion.
Your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices?
Yes.
And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Sing, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. One more time, sing. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. God gave his land to me.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Ministry of Grand Bahama hosting its Welcoming Home Grand Expo at the Grand Lucine Resort. Over 1,000 civil servants promoted and more to come, says Labor and Public Service Minister. And Goombay Summer Festival drawing scores to Taino Beach for a night of fun. We have the details. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
There's so much that's going on, and I'm so excited for our people, and it's a new day, so, it's time to come home.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama is diligently working to unveil new business strategies and investment opportunities aimed at encouraging Grand Bahamians to return home. Good evening, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Since Wednesday, the Ministry has been hosting a series of welcoming home events. Earlier today, they launched the Grand Expo with a dynamic showcase featuring 25 vendors. Our Aja Quant has more on this exciting initiative designed to bring Grand Bahamians back home.
There's so much that's going on, and I'm so excited for our people, and it's a new day, so, it's time to come home.
25 diverse vendors all gathering on the great lawn of the Grand Lucine Resort for the Ministry of Grand Bahama's Welcoming Home Grand Expo. The aim of the event is to enhance business strategies and offer exclusive glimpses into the many job and investment prospects Grand Bahama has to offer.
I thought that it was fitting to have this Welcoming Home series of events because we want to invite the Grand Bahama diaspora to return home.
For those who would have traveled for these events, even Grand Bahamians who live here now, what do you want them to take away from these events?
I want them to take away the fact that the opportunities are here. I want us to discontinue speaking doom and gloom on Grand Bahama because it's happening. And people are moving here. People are purchasing properties. People are, taking advantage of what they see with this $2 billion of investments. And it's time for us to recognize what's right in front of us and take advantage of the opportunities.
Among the major projects reshaping Grand Bahama's future are Celebration Key, Royal Caribbean ITM Group and MSC, the Eden Resort, and the luxurious Six Senses Resort. However, the recent announcement of the Afro-Caribbean market has particularly captured the attention of Grand Bahamians. This project, set to replace the historic International Bazaar, promises to be a world-class tourist attraction and a hub for trade and cultural exchange.
What I think is the major part of it also is the trade. It allows for trade between Africa and the Caribbean because it's not just the area of the bazaar and the Royal Oasis Tower and Casino. It's also the harbor where logistics will be had between Africa and the Caribbean.
The Expo is just one of the many events in the Welcoming Home series leading up to Independence Day. For more information, visit the Ministry for Grand Bahama's social media platforms. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Thanks, Aja. Well, promotional exercises for civil servants are ongoing. The Minister of Labor and Public Service says they're working to clear the backlog and ensure that public servants feel more secure and confident in the workforce. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Promotions and employment remains at the forefront of focus for the Minister of Labor and Public Service. The Honorable Pierre Globarol says so far, some 2,000 civil servants have received promotional letters.
Promotions are going on every day. We have processed over 2,000 promotions since coming in office, and every day promotion letters are issued.
The minister explains that they are working across the border in all departments. However, she remains that promotions are not as easy to give as some may think, and notes that it comes through recommendations.
Working simultaneously across all ministries, all departments, the Ministry of Public Service works upon recommendation, which means a ministry or a department has to send a recommendation for their employees to be promoted in the service.
And for those wondering, how does the process work?
Once they meet the qualifications and they're sent to the Public Service Commission and processed, letters are being received by public servants in general promotional exercises every day. We have executive promotion exercises that are ongoing. We have FAS level exercise that is upon completion, and we still have a service-wide promotion exercise that is being completed. So promotions are happening every day in the public service.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, the National Tripartite Council is working towards establishing a livable wage for working Bahamians. An executive manager with the Ministry of Labor says they are still in the early stages of discussion, but believes this initiative could be beneficial for all Bahamians. Matthew Martinborough reports.
A livable wage for the benefit of all Bahamians. That is what the National Tripartite Council is seeking to establish. The goal is to allow employees to earn enough for a satisfactory standard of living and prevent them from falling into poverty.
Executive Manager at the Ministry of Labor, Quentin Laroda, says although the idea of improving livable wages is in its infancy, it is something many should want to embrace looking forward.
The whole idea about the livable wage is you want a household to be compensated in a way that they can live above the poverty line.
Laroda notes that the NTC understands the importance of a suitable income, which may be considered to societal aspirations, all rooted in love for the average Bahamian.
We want our citizens to have a certain standard of living. The Bahamas has a very high standard comparatively in the region, but we want that to improve even more, and so that we don't have people who are destitute even though they are employed.
Laroda shares that despite comparison to other nearby nations concerning an effective livable wage, there is always room for improvement.
So it's a new concept and it's developing in some countries, and so we're actually going to be a part of the group that sets the right way it's going to be done.
With the cost of living steadily increasing, the executive manager says that they are working towards a silver lining. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Thanks so much, Matthew. Well, in news from police on the island of Abaco are investigating a boating incident that left a 27-year-old female seriously injured. According to initial reports, on Thursday, July 4th, 2024, around 10 a.m., the operator of a 27-foot vessel departed from Grand Bahama en route to Turtle Key, Abaco. But while navigating waters near Foxtown, Abaco struck a reef, throwing the victim overboard, who sustained serious head injuries upon impact. A nearby vessel rescued the female as well as all of the boat's occupants, bringing them to shore. The victim was taken to the local clinic and later airlifted to New Providence for additional medical attention. Investigations into this matter are ongoing. Well, scores gathering on the beach for the Goombay Summer Festival. We'll have that story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Jolly Madison Home Center is gearing up for the Bahamas' 51st Independence Celebration with explosive store-wide 25% off savings. It all happens this Friday and Saturday. From Ace Hardware and Houseware, Whirlpool and GE Appliances, plumbing and electrical supplies, gardening tools, hurricane supplies, and electronics. Absolutely everything in all departments, including the plant nursery, will be on sale. Spend $100 or more and be eligible to win a mystery appliance this Friday and Saturday at Jolly Madison store-wide free Independence Sale.
Join the Independence Ecumenical Service on Sunday, July 7th at 4 p.m. at Jubilee Cathedral on Cathedral Boulevard, East Settlers Way. Celebrate unity and service. Park & Shop is having an Independence Day sale with 25% off July 5th, 6th, 8th, and 9th. Save on everything except underwear and red tag items. Store hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get ready for the Bottle in the Bahamas karaoke contest at Port Lakaya Market Square. Preliminary trials are July 19th at 7 p.m. and the main event is July 26th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 438-9056. At Harvey's Tech Bargains, West Mall Plaza, find the best deals on smart TVs, laptops, game consoles, tablets, cell phone accessories, gift cards, and so much more. Open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Celebrate independence with Third Dimension. Enjoy 25% off store-wide and 15% off tiles from now until July 6th. Visit them on Yellow Pine Street, Freeport. Don't miss out on this amazing deal.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas. And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Scores of Bahamians along with visitors gathering on Tino Beach for the Goombay Summer Festival. Our Jay Philippe was there and filed the details in this report.
The 2024 Goombay Summer Festival officially opened on Tino Beach after some weather concerns early on in the day. The festival went on with plenty fun, food, and of course, entertainment.
The official opening ceremony kicked off with the national anthem. Novalari Chudasing, General Manager for Grand Bahama Island Tourism Office, welcoming both locals and visitors to the opening night of Goombay 2024.
Every year we come out here and every year just gets better and better. I don't think it's get
it will be any less than that this year.
With the continuation of the Welcoming Home festivities leading up to the country's 51st independence celebration, the Minister for Grand Bahama boasting on growth of the tourism sector on Grand Bahama.
I wanted to first of all say that Grand Bahama is the fastest growing tourism destination in the Bahamas for visitor arrivals.
Junkanoo Entertainment was next on the lineup. The evening continued with vendors displaying their variety of foods and products. The People Bush Tea Tasting was a popular booth. Visitors traveling from as far as Utah and Carolina came in town just to experience Goombay in the Bahamas.
Everybody here so far has been very pleasant to be around. I love the energy out here. I'm glad we came, first time being here. We'll definitely come back next time it's available.
Everybody's friendly. We've had some good food, conch salad. We even got the conch shell to take home.
So many different things, so many different options for food, options for different trinkets and souvenirs and stuff. It's really cool. I love that it's outside. You can just walk over to the beach and then come back, and it's really cool.
The evening continued with more entertainment until midnight. Next week, Thursday, Goombay lineup is promised to be exciting, according to tourism officials. The festival will continue every Thursday during the month of July. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
While on their final day in Havana, the Bahama Brass Band taking a memorable visit to a school of music founded 120 years ago, where many persons graduated from. Musicians at the school displaying raw talent and performing influential genres of soothing Cuban music for the Bahama Brass Band before their departure. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The Bahama Brass Band making their presence felt at the Amareo Roldan School of Music here in Havana, Cuba. The school comprises of 268 students with a focus of music and education. The students here showcase their wonderful talent for the band, and in return, here's how the Bahama Brass Band responded.
The Bahama Brass Band was so impressed by the harmonious recitals and talent, expressing that the delivery and presentation was one of the most amusing performances they have ever seen. Band director Barry Morris Sr., along with band members, describing the visit as a significant moment and an educational exposure of what happens in Cuba.
This was an eye-opener today. We heard them, the musicianship that was in that room today. They could fill any hall anywhere in the world to play what they played today. And it was just an awesome experience to hear and to see the giftings and talents that these youngsters have.
Their students are excited. We were excited about it. They're receptive to our music. Likewise, we enjoyed their music as well. Being here today shows me how we need to continue to travel more so that we can learn. Watching these young students today play from 8 years old to where they are now, they sound beautiful.
The secretary to the Bahamas ambassador to Cuba, Rathel Martinez, speaking to the efficiency of Cuban students and how despite economic challenges, the talent is incomparable and self-made.
Musicians are self-made in Cuba. We have top musicians that can play in every stage. They are graduated from Cuban music school, so our musicians are self-made.
The band toured the U.S. Embassy and then ended the night with a lovely evening at the home of the Bahamas ambassador to Cuba. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. We end on a sad note tonight. The island of Bimini is mourning the passing of Ansil Saunders, Bimini's most beloved bonefish guide and a pillar of the community. Saunders passed away at the age of 91, and his extraordinary life and lasting legacy have left an indelible mark on the hearts of many. As Jaquant reports.
It's going to be a big miss for us here in Bimini.
Ansil Saunders, a legendary bonefish guide, a boat builder, and a staple in the community. As Biminites reflect on Ansil Saunders' passing, they remember a man whose legacy extends far beyond the waters of Bimini. He began crafting bonefish skiffs at the tender age of 15, and his exceptional skills on the water quickly earning him a reputation as Bimini's best.
He owned Royal Record of bonefish. He fished a lot of famous people from all over the world, and he also was the one that took Martin Luther King in the mangroves to do his Nobel speech.
In 1969, he founded the Boys and Girls Club, driven by his passion for educating and empowering the younger generation with the vision of leveling the playing field.
Ansil was somebody that actually Bimini looked up to, and again, the Ride of Bahamas. You know, Ansil was someone that really taught us life's value. And for this, I am grateful because, you know, people like Ansil Saunders, those what caused me to be the man that I am today.
Saunders' dedication to his community was equally remarkable, serving as the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party for 14 years, and was instrumental in the Declaration of Independence in 1973. His activism led him to encounter influential figures such as the Queen of England.
His knowledge, first of all, of Bimini and the waters around here are phenomenal. His contacts internationally as well as locally have always been to the benefit of the Bahamas. We've lost a giant, both nationally in terms of his public relations skills with boat building, but also on a personal level with the friends he had around here. The conversation always revolved around the greatness of God and his desire to see people living with unity, in unity with each other.
His contributions to the community, his unwavering spirit, and his dedication to fostering equality and opportunity for all will be remembered and cherished for generations to come. Ansil Saunders passed away on June 29th, 2024, at the age of 91 years old. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Experience the excitement of the West End Move 2024 Sunday, July 7th as part of the Welcoming Home Grand Expo. For more information, contact welcominghomegb@gmail.com or call 350-8588. Presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. Get ready for the Welcoming Home Grand Expo Road Race 5K, Saturday, July 6th at 6 a.m. Starting at the Ministry for Grand Bahama, down East Mall Drive, circle the Grand Bahama International Airport roundabout and return. Visit ministryforgb.com/GRR for more details.
Celebrate independence with Third Dimension. Enjoy 25% off store-wide and 15% off tiles from now until July 6th. Visit them at Yellow Pine Street, Freeport. Don't miss out on this amazing deal.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas! And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. In sports today, junior boys basketball, but let's begin with baseball on Grand Bahama. Coach Brent Sands, Donovan, and Coach Champy in full swing for baseball summer league and training at the Mira Baseball Park.
We're pretty much working on the same things as far as the basics, the fundamentals, seeing to it that these kids get the proper reps and continue to see the baseball. You know, that's one of the things that we lack here in Grand Bahama, the opportunity to give them to continue to play baseball throughout the year. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to fill that gap and give these kids that opportunity.
Sands says they have been working on the fundamentals of the game.
For the most part, we do a lot of tee work, a lot of glove work. We eliminate the bat and just toss it to them so they can kind of get the feel of what it feels like, and then we kind of get into things and the swing of things where we bring the bats out and start hitting to them where it's more like a game speed type practice. But for the most part, it's just them understanding what needs to be done when feeling the ground ball, when hitting the baseball, things of that nature.
Training sessions are ongoing Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Next in sports, the Falcons Boys Club 5th grade basketball team is headed to Orlando, Florida next weekend for international competition.
We are in Orlando from July 13th to the 20th, and we're competing in Youth Basketball of America, which is similar to AAU. This is another one of the organizations that have basketball up and down the United States of America. And then in the month of July, they have their national and international tournaments. So we're going to have teams from the Bahamas, Brazil, Mexico, Panama, the United States, Canada. And we're just so grateful for these parents who have the confidence in us.
I feel confident. I think we're going to do good when we go on our trip. Coach have us working on defense, like 2-3 zones, 1-2-2. He also helping us work on our shooting and our finishing.
He's work on our drills, shooting, ball handling, passing like balls coming down the court. So I think we're gonna do good. We're gonna try and be like all the teams.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Shay. A check on your local weather forecast is up next.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us, our Facebook friend of the night, when we come back.
It's the Grand Cultural Festival on Saturday, July 6th, downtown. Enjoy live performances by Wilfred Solomon, Sherrod Taylor, Papa Smurf, Avi, Nishi, LS, D-Mac, Veronica Bishop, the Northern Police Pop Band, and more. For more information, email welcominghomegb@gmail.com or call 350-8588.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Happy 51st Independence, Bahamas. And Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating with a 20% off store-wide sale. This Friday, July 5th through Saturday, July 6th, save on all things tiles. And if you come in before Friday, you can enter to win an additional $200 off your purchase. That's right. Get big savings this Friday and Saturday at Grand Bahama Tile. Call them 352-7920. Summer Street.
Grand Bahama, get ready to celebrate independence in grand style. Join us for the Welcoming Home events, starting with the Down by the Fish Fry Battle of the DJs at Smith's Point. The festivities continue Thursday with the Summer Goombay Festival. Friday brings us the Grand Expo at the Grand Lucayan and the Reunion 2 Old School Party. Don't miss the family-friendly road race and cultural festival on Saturday, featuring the thrilling announcement of our Welcoming Home song competition winner. But the celebration doesn't stop there. Join us for the 51st and Beyond Praise and Thanksgiving service on Sunday, followed by the West End Move. On Monday, enjoy Gia Pierre's play, March On, the Story of Us. Then gear up for the 51st and Beyond Ecumenical Service, cultural show, and inspection of the guard on Tuesday, July 9th. Let's make this a grand celebration to remember. Visit www.ministryforgb.com/welcoming home.
Liquid means forward. So my selector, reload your carbine and rewind.
time. Chinese laundry. That's right, it's about to go down. We going back to the ballroom. Reunion 2. Time something come back again. If you missed the first party, this one you don't wanna miss. That's right, Friday, July 5th, it's going down in a major way. We going back to the ballroom, the biggest all-school party ever. You know, I always tell you guys, you got to pick a side. You got Team Fluid Factory, they go with Taurus Riley. And you got Team Rhythm, we going with Ja Cure. So you got to pick a side. This July 5th, we back in the ballroom, the Reunion 2. This one's hosted by Mighty Pencil. We'll be playing music from the 70s, 80s,
Sometime a man forget.
and 90s, all genres of music. So come on early and prepare to have some fun. Doors open up at 7 p.m. Tickets now on sale at Fluid Factory, Queens Highway. So this is a party you don't want to miss. I'm telling you, get your tickets now.
This event is sponsored by BTCJ, GB Wine and Spirits, Essentials Convenience Store, Unit 1027, and Fluid Factory.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Israel Cooper, you are our Facebook friend of the night. We hope that you are doing well, and that's courtesy of your friend here at ZNS. I'm not going to say what she said about you. I'm going to keep it between me and you. That's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm kidding, by the way. But that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned to the Bahamas Tonight. It continues.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a high-ranking police officer agrees to garden leave pending a police investigation. Troubling increase in local cancer cases post the COVID-19 pandemic. Plus, Bahamasair's losses continue, but hear why the aviation minister is not alarmed. And in sports, a major international baseball tournament returns to the Bahamas. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. A member of the police force's top brass replaced amid a full-scale investigation into allegations of corruption. And this as the force renews its commitment to maintain the highest standards of integrity and professionalism within ranks. Our Jimmy DeSwain joins me live in studio tonight with all the details. Jimmy, what can you tell us?
Well, Makushla, in a statement released this afternoon, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando noted that in response to the circulation of voice notes involving officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson has agreed to proceed on garden leave in the first instance, pending a thorough investigation in the matter. It's alleged that Johnson and another individual had a conversation with a now deceased suspect reportedly involved in an armored car robbery at the airport earlier this year. Sources say the men were allegedly negotiating to receive $100,000 each. Now, just to give you a better idea of what those allegations stem from, just listen in.
You know, your hesitant, I know you just probably can't feel like you can't trust nobody. I thought, man, you had that kind of relationship where you could have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I surprised saying it when called me.
No, and she right there. So saying, I tell her, he's saying, go come in and know.
Why don't let's talk, man. Let's talk. Real talk.
That's what they doing now. That's what I saying. What you saying?
Why I talk to him and talk.
In Johnson's stead as officer in charge of CID, Chief Superintendent Anton Raming, Commissioner Fernandez says he will continue to provide updates as the investigation progresses and ensure that appropriate actions are taken based on the findings. Makashla, back to you.
Well, thanks, Jimmy. Now, the police have since assured that due to the nature of his position, Johnson has volunteered to proceed on the garden leave, adding, though, that during this period, Johnson will not carry out any of his duties with the RBPF. Well, meanwhile, the Defense Force beefing up its manpower with a passing out parade for new entry 61 and woman entry 30. And that's where Desmond Saunders joins us live. Good evening, Desmond.
The Royal Bahamas Defense Force increasing its manpower with the addition of 126 new recruits. A graduation ceremony taking place here at the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Call Harbor Base. Joining me today, I have one of the key persons involved with the training exercise. A pleasant good afternoon. 126 new recruits. I see now you've expanded your training to 20 weeks. So it's a great day for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Indeed it is. The training has moved from 16 to 20 weeks. What we realized in our past training is that we had to incorporate more because the challenges of the Defense Force has increased. And so we wanted to incorporate subjects like trafficking in persons. It's a new phenomenon that we are seeing out on the seas. Disaster, which is a major part of what the Defense Force do. And many of these subjects were not able to be included when we did the 16-week iteration. And so the Commander Defense Force started fitting that we must add these subjects, and we did, and it turned out pretty well. These recruits are well trained.
Okay, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Honorable Philip Davis, recently addressed a few minutes ago, addressed the new Marines, encouraging them to uphold the standards and values of the organization. And scores of family and friends gathered here, a very proud moment. They braved the sweltering heat to welcome the 126 new recruits. That's what's happening here at the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Call Harbor Base. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond. We turn our attention now to a C word no one wants to hear: cancer. Still, in this report from our Anthea Ferguson, experts say more Bahamians are being diagnosed with various forms and in greater numbers.
Some chilling news on the health front tonight as officials here at the Cancer Society of the Bahamas reveal that the cases of all major cancers are on the rise in the country. The Society's Vice President, Dr. Nicholas Fox, says quite frankly his organization is worried about and keeping a keen eye on the uptick in the numbers.
The increase in the numbers, especially breast, prostate, cervical, which we shouldn't see at all because there's a vaccine for that. Colon, I'm a colon cancer survivor. And to a lesser extent, some of the other less known cancers. But most of them are on the rise. The numbers are increasing.
So what's causing the increase? Dr. Fox suspects a post-pandemic effect where many Bahamians lagged in seeking medical care. Financial strains and simple ignorance are the culprits.
Bahamians are the type of people that if it doesn't hurt, then it's not a problem. But we try to emphasize preventative care, where if you catch it before it happens, or if you catch it early, then you can completely eradicate and go on to live a normal life.
But according to Dr. Fox, many Bahamians just don't know where to start with managing their health. This is why the Cancer Society is doing its part, providing free resources, educational programs. Their efforts also include monthly awareness campaigns to shed light on a specific cancer. And for July, it's multiple myeloma, a cancer of the bone marrow and plasma cells that's caused by genetic mutation and makes the body unable to create white blood cells used to fight infections. And whether it's multiple myeloma, breast, cervix, prostate, or colon cancer, organizers here say the only way they're able to continue to serve those who need them most is through the generosity of donations.
We still have a lot of people who used to Cancer Society and just disappear. We would like for those people to give back because, you know, we were there for you. And we expect for you to be there for others. You know, this is a hand-in-hand thing, and one must help the other in order for this to be successful.
Right now, we're really trying to get our the expansion project up and ready and start breaking ground. And that's our biggest appeal right now. I mean, we are always appealing. That's what we do every day.
That's the Society's administrative assistant, Omega Miller, who says they also run a cancer care center for Family Island patients who travel to the capital for treatment. Their housing there is free. They are seeking to add 10 rooms for a total of 20. And if enough funds are raised, officials hope to break ground on that project later this year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Anthea Ferguson.
Still on health news, 3 people are hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Providence as a troubling uptick in cases has health officials in the country on heightened alert. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honourable Dr. Michael Darville, says the rise comes as health officials also see an increase in other respiratory illnesses. He did not have numbers available for Grand Bahama at the time.
We've been experiencing in the month of April about 40 cases per week. This is of concern to us, and these are confirmed via RT-PCR tests. As far as the hospital is concerned, to date, there is about 3 individuals in hospital with COVID-19, not necessarily suffering or the illness that they're presenting to the hospital is with COVID, but they are COVID positive and they have to be isolated. We also can say that there's no cases in the intensive care for COVID-19, but an official document will be released later on today to the media about where we are with cases as of today.
Now, amid the uptick, the health minister is calling on the public to take the necessary step to protect themselves and others, especially if experiencing a respiratory illness. While vaccination is not mandatory, he says those wanting to take advantage of the service can still receive COVID-19 vaccinations at public health clinics. He assures, though, that despite the rise in cases, hospitals are not overwhelmed.
There are some individuals who have not been vaccinated, and those individuals who are immunosuppressed can sometimes find themselves in a position where the symptoms could be more severe. And so we're encouraging the Bahamian people to be vigilant in their respiratory hygiene. Well, any cases that come to the hospital can potentially put strain on, but we're not seeing that volume of cases that are tied in with medical conditions. What I've reported to you was positive RT-PCR tests, not hospital cases. So we're testing, and when we test from our reference lab so that we'll be in a better position to inform the general public.
Still to come, CARICOM's post-hurricane assistance. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
finger licking good.
They used to fly Western Air. I used to fly Western Air too.
Child, my children just bought my ticket because you all know I fly Western Air.
Right on time. Thank God I fly Western Air.
Yeah, you know I fly Western Air. Hello, y'all get a ticket? Hey, y'all, I gotta go. Can't be late. You fly with Western Air.
Hey, you bought my ticket yet? You fly Western Air.
I 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 fly Western Air.
Happy Independence Bahamas! Let's celebrate 50+1 together with a unique Janae's Uniform Center Independence print, dry fit polo or t-shirts, ribbons and pole bows in black, gold, and aquamarine. Janae's special family package includes buy 2 adults and 3 children Independence polos or t-shirts and get 15% off. Outfit your staff for a special Independence dress of week or day with a different design. For more than 30 pieces of Janae's Independence polos or t-shirts, get up to 25% discount. Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road Independence Selections. Choose your favorite and celebrate 50+1.
Sing, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. One more time, sing. Oh, I'm proud to be a Bahamian. God gave his land to me.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahama's Striping Group of Companies.
A massive post-hurricane recovery exercise underway in Jamaica, mainly its southern portion that was most impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Reports note that parts of Jamaica experienced disruption to power and electricity supplies, with the Jamaica Public Service Company saying it was forced to halt restoration of power lines in some locations for the safety of workers. While Bahamas Consul General in Jamaica, Alveda Knight, is assuring that no Bahamian lost his or her life in the storm.
In fact, I went to the campus yesterday and spent a little time with them. They indicated that they are comfortable, they are fine. They had, throughout the entire hurricane, passing of Hurricane Beryl, they had electricity, they had water, and they had their internet. So they were able to be in contact with their loved ones in the Bahamas for the duration of the hurricane. With regards to, there are a few Bahamians who are vacationing in Jamaica. Regrettably, they are experiencing a few difficulties with transportation because the airlines, as you would imagine, congested with rebookings of the many persons who have canceled flights.
Jamaicans, though, won't get a break as heavy rain is in the weekend forecast.
Battening down, not for another hurricane, but for the rain that's coming with a system that came directly behind Beryl. So we're expecting about another rainy weekend, or rather a rainy weekend, and hopefully the rain will not be as intense as it was with Beryl, or rather it won't bring as much destruction as Beryl brought.
Well, based on the videos, the stories, the reports that have all trickled in, we have a fair idea of the extent of destruction and damage supercharged Hurricane Beryl left behind in the Caribbean. And though very early in the process, there are some who already question what will the recovery cost look like. CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett says at this stage she wouldn't even attempt to suggest a figure.
There's a formal post-impact assessment that needs to be done and needs to be done according to the standards that are set for doing this. I do know that there's going to be major cost in terms of returning people to normal lives, separate and apart from the impact on infrastructure. Housing loss is significant, and loss of livelihoods in both agriculture and fishing is significant, and there will need to be some estimate in terms of what it will take to return those sectors and the persons who make their livelihoods from these sectors into a place where they can make a living, because right now their livelihoods have been lost.
As for the role CARICOM expects to play in assisting those countries who must now pick up the pieces and rebuild, Dr. Barnett says several CARICOM regional institutions have actually already begun assisting.
SEDEMA is mobilizing. You would see in social media across the region supplies moving to both Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, supplies being provided by other member states. So all of the member states are coming together and ensuring that emergency food, water, supplies for babies, because baby food is really critical at this time, and all of the emergency needs have to be mobilized and ensure that they reach on time. That's a logistical effort that includes the regional security system. It includes contributions by other member states of airlift. All of that is being organized.
In other news this evening, there's a decrease in construction in the private and residential sector. Figures from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute show that the number of permits issued last year was 1,195 compared to 1,266 the year prior. That includes permits for single, individual, or family homes, including duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, townhouses, and condominiums. At the same time, the commercial industrial sector recorded an increase of 7 projects. Meantime, the public sector recorded an increase in both the number and value of projects started, with the number of public projects growing by 4 and the value increasing by $25 million. There was also a decrease in the total value in construction starts of $128 million. Well, from building up to tearing down, the demolition of an abandoned building gutted by fire in Union Village, the latest in a series of cleanup exercises conducted by Marathon Member of Parliament Lisa Ramming and her team in recent weeks. Ramming says they're now focused on making the Hillcrest subdivision comfortable and safe for constituents.
This was a home that was burnt down in March of this year, 2024. And of course, it's very hazardous. One, it's summertime, and I feel very frightened for the kids because kids don't know danger all the time. And so we wanted to avoid them from going and hiding in the building and being harmed in any way. And of course, taking the building down is also important because of, avoidance of criminal activity, where there's the hiding of drugs and guns.
Resident Crystal Roll says she's relieved a spot used for criminal activity is no more.
In the demolition right now that's going on, I feel wonderful about it. It's making the environment safe, like for the kids what's coming out of for the summer now, for school. You can see now the area is very clean and clear. You can see if any predators are in the environment lurking around. You could see back and forth the whole community.
We have these demolition going on with these derelict houses that kids normally frequent and stay in and stuff, but it's not safe. So this is a wonderful program with cleaning up. And not only that, if you notice the set that she's already done, we use them as green spaces. Keep them, that you could keep sightly.
The national fly carrier has long struggled to stay afloat each year, pulling in a loss. Recent audited statements reflecting that in 2022, Bahamasair lost up to $30 million.
But I must point out there's been a significant improvement. In 2023 audited reports, they only lost $24 million. That's a 25% improvement, and I commend them for their great work. And sometimes we underestimate the importance of Bahamasair to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I personally don't look at the $24 million as a loss. I look at it as an investment.
Yes.
It's an investment in the economy of the Bahamas. In the tourism industry, Bahamasair is important for the economic benefit. It's important for the connectivity. It's important for our regional aspiration. It's important for us to be able to diversify in some new markets and lead new routes to the Bahamas. And of course, it's in our national interest.
And while we're on Bahamasair, it's soaring to new heights with a sales blitz in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Executive Sales Manager Wilfred Mullings discusses the importance of forging strong local partnerships and the airline's promising future because of it. Aja Quant has the story.
Bahamasair, the #1 airline in the Caribbean, conducting a successful sales blitz on the island of Turks and Caicos. Executive Sales Manager Wilfred Mullings emphasizes that understanding the market players is crucial for such partnerships.
The important thing, again, is knowing what you will be selling to your customer. And seeing it firsthand makes it easy for you to sell it.
Bahamasair executives are conducting several site inspections of some of the island's most beautiful hotels. These inspections provides executives the opportunity to meet with trade and travel partners, fostering strong business relationships. Mullings reporting that the inspections were well received by all parties involved.
At the Sands, at Palms, they did a wonderful job in welcoming us, and they are excited, as the government is, about the potential of more airlift coming into the island.
According to the sales manager, Turks and Caicos was specifically chosen for this initiative due to its growing economy, making it a prime target for expansion and collaboration.
Wherever the economy is growing, it means there's a demand. It means people are coming from all over the world. And what do? We transport people from Florida gateways, newest routes there in Raleigh, North Carolina. It'll be perfect for a destination of this sort.
But what is next for Bahamasair in the Turks and Caicos?
There's going to be some talks at higher levels to ensure that that comes to fruition, and we're optimistic about the possibilities that's going to come out of those talks.
Mullings expressing enthusiasm about working with all stakeholders to reestablish Bahamasair as the premier airline of choice in Turks and Caicos Islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Azure Quant.
Well, after 7 months of rigorous training and study, 11 Bahamians graduated with certificates in employment law. The educational program, administered by the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, labor advocates with all aspects of employment law and trade disputes. The graduates boast the experience was worthwhile.
We learned a lot from the program in terms of how to deal with the staff, in terms of labor relations and all of that, the do's, the don'ts, what we can do as an executive team, from what we could do so we won't get into any problems.
The knowledge that we would have gained from this whole experience will definitely enable us to better advocate on behalf of our members unions in my situation.
The experience was an educational one. It was eye-opening. We don't teach the Constitution in schools. From an employer perspective, you would assume that your HR training administration would prepare you. But this course opened up my eyes and said there's so many things that you don't know. It taught us how to be labor advocates. That's pretty much what we are. We learned the Constitution, the employment law. There's a lot of rights that the employer has and the employee has.
Labor Minister, the Honourable Pierre Glover-Roll, encouraged the graduates to embrace lifelong learning while continuing to make a positive impact on labor in the country.
Even though it wasn't easy, sitting where you are right now, the most important thing to remember, even though you will think about the rigorousness of the course and how much you may have struggled through with juggling work, family life, travel, responsibilities, you made it through, and you're here today, and you deserve to be commended and applauded for this accomplishment. I'm sure during the course of you taking the course as you go to work, you've already been armed with enough knowledge to already see some disparities and some matters that you're going to lead the way and address, and ensure that you're better serving your organization and making a difference through the work, the knowledge that you've gained for your country. So again, I will never stop, Mr. Ferguson, extolling the virtues of training.
Oh, we still have more news to come. Here's a look at what's coming up in sports.
Coming up later in sports, one more day to the big game, Bahamas versus Lebanon at the pre-Olympic qualifiers over there in Valencia, Spain.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program
is a very beneficial program to the boys because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around.
We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different.
There are more times that every child is not academic. They are also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children.
We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
This could bring back some memories. I remember, yes I remember, the place where I was born, where things were peaceful, remote and blissful, where people work for small rewards. I remember, yes I remember, when fun was playing in the yard. We used to laugh and play and run around all day. We used to jump and prance and do the jumping net. We got to follow me and climb the silly tree and share with everyone around.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health.
Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
From food to drinks, arts and crafts to musical performances, Bahamian culture taking center stage as the Ministry of Health and Wellness celebrated Culture Day ahead of the country marking its 51st independence. Health and Wellness Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, joining other health officials for the display of Bahamian pride this morning. At the time, he reflected being on Clifford Park in 1973 with his mother when the Union Jack was lowered and the Bahamian flag raised for the very first time.
And so all of us who are Bahamian, we should be proud of this moment. I was at the time when the process was taking place, going from British currency to Bahamian currency, and could distinctly remember the confusion during that transitional period. And also, I remember as a boy, the interaction with my classmates, still not fully understanding the ramifications of what we were going through. But when I look back after 50 years and see what we have accomplished as a nation, I must be proud of our people and the transition we have made into independence.
The Minister of Health says Bahamians should celebrate with pride.
But I just want to use this opportunity to thank our entire team, from those who are responsible for keeping the facility to those who are making serious policy decisions that will impact the lives of Bahamians in years to come. We are proud of what we have accomplished in the last 29 months. We have a lot more work to do, and we intend to keep our plow to the field.
Well, as the Bahamas braces for its next birthday, fireworks lit up the sky at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort last night as Americans and residents celebrated the 4th of July. Many guests enjoyed the Royal Deck's pool to take in a movie and grab some snacks. Officials say they were expecting quite a number of people to attend.
Easily hundreds. We're running pretty high occupancy at the hotel right now, and the sun's not even down yet, and we're looking pretty packed as it is. So hundreds of people for sure.
These Americans were happy to celebrate independence here in the Bahamas.
So I'm here with my girlfriend and her family. They come here every couple years. It's a beautiful place to be. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
We came to the Atlantis to bring our granddaughter for the 4th of July. It's been great. We've been having a lovely day. Went snorkeling and swimming and waiting for Barbie.
We saw big fishes.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. God bless America.
Happy 4th of July.
Well, nutrition starts with you. Healthy Caribbean Youth, a branch of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, strives to empower young members of the community to take an interest in their health. To facilitate just that, a panel of speakers shared their experience and research in Rawson Square. Med student and member of Healthy Caribbean Youth, Gabrielle Edwards, tells us about the event.
This event is a brainchild of a combination of youth advocates coming together. We had a conference in Barbados, and we decided that something needs to be done about the school nutrition policies, and this is now our brainchild coming to birth. My role in this would have been from the conference, organizing, getting the youth advocates together, just to bring awareness to this issue that within the Bahamas, we need strengthening of our school nutrition policy.
The panel comprised multiple young members of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and nutrition experts, including Camelter Barnes. Carissa Moss, a fellow Healthy Caribbean Youth advocate, shared her reasons for being there today.
Well, my personal goal was honestly, like I mentioned earlier, just awareness. I just want people to be aware that there are policies that are in place and policies that we want to strengthen that help Bahamians and Bahamian children know that we can have a healthier future, and it begins in the school environment from what we eat. And so that was some of my purpose today.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Big 14s get right. they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Shop Super Value and quality supermarkets this Independence for great specials like Rainbow Corned Beef, 12-ounce, $2.15. Hunt's Ketchup, 32-ounce, $2.99. Whole Chicken Wings, $1.89 per pound. Case price, $52.99. Idaho Potatoes, 5-pound bag, $3.99. Sunday Delight Smooth or Tangy, 64-ounce, 2 for $5. Happy Independence from Super Value and quality supermarkets.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
That's the bear of the Bahamas. I like to go down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A 27-year-old woman airlifted to the capital after being seriously injured in a boating accident Thursday morning. The incident unfolding around 10 a.m. as the operator of a 27-foot vessel left Grand Bahama en route to Turtle Key, Abaco. While navigating waters near Foxtown, Abaco, the boat reportedly struck a reef, throwing the woman overboard. Fortunately, a nearby vessel rescued the woman and all the occupants on the boat and brought them to shore. The woman was taken to the local clinic and later airlifted here to New Providence for further medical attention. Investigations into the matter continue. Oh, we have a better idea of infrastructural improvements to some 18 Family Island airports. Here's Director of Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer, with an update.
National Airport that's going to have a passenger terminal in excess of 300 passengers. It's going to have a state-of-the-art control tower, fully manned control tower. We are doing our work to the apron, the taxiways, and the parallel runway. Some $50+ million on the land side, terminal side. But the new Biden International Airport is mobilized, and as we speak, construction is going on as it relates to the estimated $18 million terminal facility. Runway is going to be extended in excess of 7,000 square feet. Taxi, apron way. Again, the S side is also a priority. We're looking at about a 1,400 passenger terminal in the North Eleuthera International Airport. We are also looking at extending the Debenski Airport to some 7,500 square feet. This will allow us to address some of the concerns that larger international carriers cannot come into Debenski, Long Island.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Well, Beryl is about to move off the north coast of the Yucatan Peninsula and into the Gulf of Mexico, where intensification is anticipated. But we'll talk more about that later in the newscast. But right now, we have partly cloudy skies outside my studios. The temperature at 85 degrees, the relative humidity 66%. The winds out of the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,012.6 millibars. That's 29.90 inches. Now, your temperatures around the islands this evening. Marshall, Abaco at 86, Green Atoll Key 85. 85 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands at 84. Allenstown, Bimini, 85 degrees. We're picking up 86 in Harbor Island. Rock, Sandy, Lutra, 85 again. More 85s showing up in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Kemp Space Out Andros, and Black Point, Exuma at 87 degrees, 86 in Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and also in Arum Key. We're picking up 85 degrees in Ragged Island, Cloud Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 88, Acklands, 88, Matthew Tiny, Naguat, 83 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, 84. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by a live business where you're always protected during the worst storms. And for the northwest and central islands, tonight right through tomorrow, which is Saturday, those winds will remain light and variable with flat seas, 1 to 3 feet. High tide taking place at 8:29 tonight. Another high tide will occur at 8:46 tomorrow morning. For the southeast Bahamas tonight through Saturday, southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And on Sunday, we will see it. Significant change in those wind direction, becoming south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots with the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. Now, the high tide on Sunday, that will take place at 9:32 in the morning with the low tide at 3:33 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas on Sunday, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
What you gonna do, the man in a boat passing through? Hey. Don't care if you're a golden or not. Passing through. What you gonna do? Take the wine. Passing through. Hey, hey. I wine on something. Wine up on something. Shake up on something. Wine up on something. Now dance up on something. Wine up on something. Shake up on something. Wine up on something. Cause it's real. Got a time. Time to join the line. Time to lose your mind. Cause it's homecoming time. Man, if your car break down.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures. Brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Get ready for the Bahamas tonight, broadcasting live from Atlantis Paradise Island. Join us for the latest news, entertainment, and exclusive interviews with island celebrities. Enjoy Bahamian cuisine and breathtaking views from paradise. Don't miss special guests, top chefs, and inspiring leaders sharing their stories. Mark your calendars, July 15th to the 19th, the Bahamas tonight on the ZNS Network, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Friday Look at Sports. I'm Charles Fisher. We are all anticipating a big game tomorrow morning, the Bahamas against Lebanon at the basketball qualifiers over there in Valencia, Spain. And courtside is our Marcellus Hall.
This FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament update brought to you by J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Well, as the Bahamas now gears up to take the court tomorrow against Team Lebanon, practice sessions going on here this morning. Coaches and the players all pretty comfortable now with what's ahead. They are focused on the journey and what indeed has to be done. Speaking with head assistant coach Michael Thompson Jr., and he says, having been here before as a player, now a coach, he's looking forward to seeing what they can accomplish at the end of the day.
I mean, it's very special. I mean, I played, I think, for the national team maybe 5 or 6 years, and I mean, we never made it this far. And like talking with my dad, he never got to play for the national team. So this is a very special moment because, I mean, making the Olympics would be huge for the Bahamas. We never even had a chance to do this. Like, we're in Europe right now. The Bahamas team has never gone to Europe, so this has been a very special trip. A lot of team bonding. So you're seeing guys click, and it's really special.
And of course, the players are all pretty excited as well. They're looking forward to getting onto that court and finishing the job that they started.
We had 2 tough games, and we had 2 days off, so we're looking forward for tomorrow.
That being said, man, what's the mindset? What's the attitude for the team, knowing that you've come this far ready to roll?
We just got to stay hungry, stay poised, stay together, and, things will go our way. We know we have a good team, and we're hungry to win every game.
It's a great feeling, but it'd be a great feeling when we hold the banner up on Sunday. But, we just got to take it one game at a time, one quarter at a time, and finish it.
Have you guys had a chance to look at anything to do without Lebanon? And if so, what do you think?
They're a great team, great players, great coach. They play very hard, they're scrappy, and they have a lot of fight in them. And we got to be really prepared for them to whoever comes. We can't get stagnant. We got to go there and play Bahamas basketball, and hopefully we come out with a win.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports here in Valencia, Spain, I'm Marcellus Hall.
Thanks a lot, Sellers. Well, another Bahamian joining the ranks of pro volleyball. Jesse Delancey, just where he's going?
I go into Saunders, Bulgaria. It's close to Turkey, somewhere up there. I think they're the team at the capital of Sofia, but they transition down to Saunders, and they're normally a top 5 team in the Bulgarian Super League, and they're looking to make top 3 for this upcoming year.
He will be just one of a handful of Bahamians to ever play pro volleyball.
My head coach used to coach professionally, but now he's on the collegiate level, and he has some connects, and he hooked me up with a volleyball agency, and then I had a meeting with my agent, and I signed him from there.
Raz would have been entering his final year of college eligibility at Charleston University, but skip that.
I know good university, the University of the West Indies, actually, that they offer my major online. So I decided to make money and still get my degree at the same time.
New team, new country, new style of play. What's ahead?
I think the process is going to be the same, because still taking care of my body, taking care of my head, playing as hard as I can. So I think the process will be similar to the States. I'll just have some teammates who don't speak English.
What did they tell you about your game that they liked, that attracted you to the team? And what can you bring to the team?
My offensive power is obviously the main thing that stands out the most. And they have coaches there that are willing to work with me in other areas of the game to make me a more complete player. But yeah, my strengths definitely make up for my weaknesses.
Well, this is a big weekend for sports cross there at the Sydney Poitier Bridge. We have the Bahamas Football Association Beach Soccer Tournament going on. And then come Sunday, it's the Babe Ruth Regionals Invitational Baseball at the Blue Hills Field, and that's going to be exciting for some 5 days. Here's intern Swanson Gibson.
9 countries look to be crowned champion as they compete at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium and Blue Hills Softball Complex. Babe Ruth Caribbean Region Commissioner Greg Burrows Sr. previewing what's in store.
The championships this year, of course, is on the 7th through the 11th, like Lisa said. The tournament will take on 2 divisions, which 12U and 16U, with the winners of the 12U going on to the World Series in Bronson, Missouri.
Team Bahamas coach Greg Burrows Jr. spoke about the preparedness and potential of the players while mentioning they would be studied by MLB scouts.
We've been putting in a lot of work. The 12U team is ready to go. The 16U team is ready to go. I think we have a strong team this year. We have some guys that'll be showcasing for some professional teams that will be coming in to watch the event. And, our 12U team is getting a lot of talk about it on the international market because we have scouts coming even to see the 12 and unders. So it's an encouraging group. I think it would be great for the public to come and see them play. Very talented, extremely passionate about the game, hardworking. So it's been a pleasure working with this group.
Gianno Newbold on getting to play in this year's tournament.
I'm very excited to play with my teammates, to show how good I am and show my talent.
Champions will be crowned on Thursday, July 11th. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
That's going to be it for sports on this Friday. I'm Charles Fisher. Get your popcorn and everything ready. Tomorrow morning, 11:30, the Bahamas against Lebanon. Win that, and they're into the championship game on Sunday. Win that, and we're on to Paris, France.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
your one-stop shop for all things news and entertainment.
Bringing you exclusive content from unique talents you can't find anywhere else.
Keeping you updated with the top stories from across the nation.
And entertained with a variety of engaging content.
All in one place.
With one click.
You mean I can get all this in the palm of my hand?
Yes.
On all my favorite devices? Yes. And with unlimited access to all types of different content.
You won't need to look anywhere else.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
That's ZNS Digital.
ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
This Independence Day, get ready for a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight. Join us live from the historic British Colonial on Bay Street at 7 p.m. We'll bring you the latest news, vibrant celebrations, and exclusive interviews. Celebrate with us this Independence Day and make the Bahamas Tonight your source of all the excitement, because only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. This Independence Day, dive into the ultimate summer splash beach party at the British Colonial. Brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Enjoy access to the pool and beach, live DJs, amazing performances, games, and so much more. It's the perfect day for family fun from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Admission is just $40 for adults and $20 for children. Celebrate Independence Day at the Summer Splash Beach Party. See you there.
It's time for Independence 51 at Clifford Park. Join ZNS TV on Tuesday, July 9th, starting at 7:20 p.m. Enjoy the military marches, magnificent music, and fantastic fireworks, and celebrate the Bahamas' 51st birthday.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we take a look at our satellite picture. You see Beryl there near the Yucatan Peninsula. The eye is just about to move off the north coast of the Yucatan Peninsula into the Gulf of Mexico. And once that happens, we expect some intensification to take place. And the forecast track is keeping it on that northwest track. And it could become a hurricane once again just before it makes landfall just between Mexico and the Texas border. And we look at our satellite picture again over the Bahamas. We have that little wraparound feeder band that's producing some pockets of showers over parts of the Bahamas, and that too will continue to drift more towards the west as well. The forecast for tonight, this is how it's going to shape up. Clear, very warm conditions tonight, the low temperature around 81 degrees, and tomorrow we're looking at periods of clouds and sunshine with a couple of showers developing in the afternoon hours. Your high temperature tomorrow, a very, very warm 90 degrees. Extended weather forecast, we'll have those pockets of showers right through Monday. Things will dry out a bit as we head into Tuesday with some cloudy conditions returning in the middle of the week. And then as we head into the next weekend, it seems as though we're going to have some more showers and thunderstorms working their way. But very, very warm temperatures, I should say. Hot temperatures during the daytime. We're going to be in the low 90s for the next 7-day cycle. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. And before we leave, we want to say a huge thank you to Fancy's Boutique, the creators behind and sponsors of our beautiful Independence T-shirts or blouses and shirts this evening. And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
It's time for Independence 51 at Clifford Park. Join ZNS TV on Tuesday, July 9th, starting at 7:20 p.m. Enjoy the military marches, magnificent music, and fantastic fireworks, and celebrate the Bahamas' 51st birthday.